All right, race fans, we are back. Episode number 291 of the One to Go show. Again, only two of us here tonight. So Bert Lehman stuck at work. He might be joining us later. We're not sure. He might join in later in the show. We'll see how that works out. But as always, your host, Ryan Aho, and my co-host here, my former, championship crew chief and track champion up at the Proctor Speedway. We got Changa in the house. How the hell you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good deal. Good deal. So I don't want to throw any shade, but we did say last week probably would have been more fun being on the show than bringing a Wisconsin hockey team to Minnesota to play against the big boys. Didn't go very well up in Hermantown.
We didn't go to Hermantown. We went to Duluth East, and then Hermantown came to us.
12 rip. I'm just going to say, Wisconsin, inferior product for hockey. It just is what it is. It just is what it is, okay? Now, you know that. I know that. We need to talk Mama into letting you move your family across the bridge, or at least for hockey, so he can actually maybe, play in a good hockey team.
Well, we did qualify for the state tournament this last weekend, so we are going to state. And my boy did get 4 of our 6 goals and the game-winning goal, so that was cool.
Yeah, so he's on it anyway. So they are going to the state tournament. Now, hopefully they go down there and win. They play that tough schedule up against all the Minnesota teams. Maybe that'll pay off when they go down to play the Wisconsin state tournament. So good luck, Colton, down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this show brought to you by Impact Health Sharing. If you pay for your own health insurance, whether you're a family, small business owner, self-employed, whatever it is, right? If you pay for your own health insurance each and every month and you're looking at your bills going, what in the world just happened here in 2026? The cost of health insurance absolutely skyrocketing out of control. I have a product called Impact Health Sharing. You can hit me up, text me, hit me up on Facebook, call me. I can get you a quick, no obligation quote, see if we can save you some money. I know that rates are coming in right now on Impact about $600, $650 a month for a family. Great deductibles, so it's worth checking into for sure. That's Impact Health Sharing. Now, I'm going to start with a little bit of dirt late model scene there, Changa. I got a question for you. Red hot down there. And you said you keep telling me red is the new fast color. Red, I don't know. I don't know if I buy it. There's blue on that car too, by the way.
I didn't say
Okay.
it was. I said, is
Yeah,
it?
I know. I don't think so. Red still means stop. Okay. Is Big Sexy back? 4 straight wins down there between what do you get one done at what Needmore and
Screven,
yeah.
Needmore at Screven, and then the first one at Volusia this week.
Yeah, and then he got second here tonight. I saw.
Yep.
He struggled, right? Last year, I mean, it was laughable. That house car, Longhorn house car. Now they transition out of that, kind of got his own thing going, and boy, he's kind of been on a tear. Is he back? Is this a mirage? Is this that Speed Weeks February mirage to where okay, things will get back to normal in March, and he's just gonna be another 5th to 10th place car, or should we expect to see him contend for wins all season long?
Well, that is kind of his stomping grounds where he's been winning some races. But I tell you what, he's won as many races already this year as he did all of last year. And a little bit of confidence can do a lot of good things for a race team, right? So I would have to think it's certainly going to vault him into a much, much better year. I don't know if he's going to be, I don't know what you consider a contender. I don't think he's going to contend with RTJ for a points championship, but I would like to think that he's one of the names that's going to be mentioned, on the short list of your Lucas Oil guys, where he was kind of an afterthought last year at times. So,
yeah, I mean, last year it was literally like, I mean, I don't want to call him a laughing stock because I mean he's won a hell of a lot of races. He's had a great career, but you jump into the Longhorn house car, you're expected to perform at a high level, compete for wins, compete for championships, and he just was kind of an also there. But he's starting out strong, right? 4 wins and a second in what his last 6 races. We won't even count last night. I mean, we're doing the show. It's Wednesday. Tuesday night at Volusia was straight rubber. It wasn't even a racetrack. That don't even count. But Big Sexy getting after it now. We talk about crew chiefs, right? And I'll say this, when I was winning championships, having you there each and every night was a big factor. Now you take that to the national level, right? And you look at Hudson O'Neal when he's driving the Rumley ride, that thing's about unbeatable. Best thing out there, right? So a good crew chief just makes everything better. And he's got I don't know if he's necessarily the crew chief. I think he is, but Vinny Giuliani really kind of a hands-on deal, very much involved with the 76 ride. How much of a factor is that playing for Brandon Overton this year?
I really don't know what the dynamic is on that team because some of the things I have heard or I've read, talking about Brandon being more hands-on and more uh, having more say in the chassis setup stuff now versus what he did last year with the Longhorn team. So I guess without knowing what that dynamic is, I guess it'd be really hard to say.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that progresses over the year because there's not even a question about it. He's starting out red hot. He's on fire. The thing looks super fast. Even right away in the beginning of the year, that first swing at Volusia, he had speed. He was quick, qualified well, heat races were well, and then he just kind of faded in the features. But if they kind of get that feature deal going on, that long runs, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem for a lot of people. And you know who else is pitting for that 76 ride, don't you?
Well, no, but I'm guessing that's what you had in my notes here. With Josh Simple on there.
Josh Simple. Now, Josh Simple had a pretty darn impressive postseason last year up in Wissota country. And word on the street is that he's ixnaying the whole late model deal up in Wissota country this year. And he's going to basically be running with Brandon Overton. What a
Well,
hell of an experience. I mean, the kid's he's young, and if you think about it, right, it's like, man, what an experience to be able to go out on with a national late model touring team, learn from the people, see what everybody's doing, and how much could that elevate his program? Because let's be honest, Josh Dimple's a race car driver. He ain't gonna want to be a pit guy forever. He's gonna come back. He's gonna want to race, right? Even though he's not
absolutely.
making laps, how much better should we expect him to be when he comes back to racing full time in a late model?
Tons. I mean, just it's absolutely. You go back years, and we're dating ourselves a little. But remember when Brady went out on the road racing? Brady Smith went out on the road racing pro, and even when he wasn't doing all that well, he'd come home and he would absolutely mop up at home with his Wasota stuff. So just the things you learn out on the road, racing that much around that many intelligent people, and the contacts that you make are just gonna just vault your program.
I would have to think so. I agree. Now we did see. So you got the results from tonight, right? We got two features in the books already. Surprise winner. Now they did the split features, final night at Dirt Car Late Models, three races, right? They had three split features. Who won the first one there?
The first one, the Montana boy, the Michael Leach, and he qualified, I think, fastest in the group. He started on the front row anyways, and pretty much led the whole thing. Gustin got to him, got inside, maybe a little bit inside of him, and a yellow come out late. And I don't know, it seemed almost as though Leach was maybe on a softer tire and he was going away, and Gustin might have a chance, but the yellow come out at the right time. And then Dalton Wilson made a bonsai move to get past Gustin, and then he was gone. There's only 3-4 laps left, and he was able to check out. So
So
it was
that's
pretty nice
awesome.
to see. He was pretty excited. That is his second Gator. He had one in a mod before, and now we got a
Yep.
little one in the late model. So that was cool to see.
Very cool to see. Of course, he's a Montana guy with Soda Racer at first. He ran some IMCA stuff. Of course, the family owns Longhorn. He goes down there and, you're racing the best of the best. He put your boy 13 laps down. I'm just going to go ahead and point that
Yep,
out.
he
Bobby
did.
Pierce, lapped him 13 times. I think he pulled off on lap 7, but hey, never mind that, right?
Something
But
like that.
he started next
Maybe
to
even
Gustin.
early.
Maybe earlier. Gustin's won a lot of races though, right? I mean,
Mhm.
you're starting next to Ryan Gustin and you drive off into the wind. Dalton Wilson, national touring guy. That's a big win down there for Michael Leach. Congratulations to him.
Another one of our locals, Dan Ebert, ended up with a fifth place in that one. He was pretty decent too. So good to
That's
see him
solid.
running up front. He needed a good run.
100%. How did feature number 2, feature number 3 go? Any of our local guys up front in those? I know Overton got second in the second one. Who won that second one?
So the second one, well, I'll give you the kind of the rundown. Austin Smith led a good portion of that race. Then on a restart, Hoffman kind of took him to school, got the lead, and on a late restart, Overton did get kind of blew it in there, and it looked like he was close to being able to slide him, and he thought better of it because he didn't really want to tear his nose piece off, and then Hoffman ended up winning. Then he was followed by Brandon Overton, and Huddy was about the only car that really passed anything. He passed a handful of cars to get up to third. Austin Smith ended up fourth, and Max Blair was fifth.
And that third one's not on the track quite yet, I don't think, are they?
The third one is not right now. They're dirt, big block mod, last chance number 2.
Okay, okay. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. So how about a quick shout out to our friend Brad Parson Soil and Ag Solutions. So if you're in western Minnesota, North Dakota, right, if you're in that Red River Valley area, you're in farming. We know planting season is right around the corner. Supposed to be warm weather this week, so that's super cool. Well, we also know this: crop prices terrible this year, absolutely terrible. Farmers everywhere absolutely just devastated by the crop prices. Can't control that. You know what you can control? Your yields. You can control how much you get out of the ground. Well, how do you do that? By putting the right stuff in those spray packages and working with the right guy. The right guy is Brad Parson, and you should give him a call at 320-219-3542 to learn about all the great products he has to help you be successful with your farming endeavors in 2026. So let's jump to modifies here really quick. Dirt modifies. Not the big blocks, but the UMP dirt car modifieds. They had the G.O.A.T Championship here this past week. Unbelievable, dominating performance by somebody that there's no way that I would expected this guy to win 4 straight to close out the week. Unbelievable. I mean, you got Strickler there nicely, Trevor Neville, RTJ, right? I mean, it's
On
a
and on and
who's
on.
who. Yeah, on and on and on. And a guy that's kind of been, you know, learning right now in the late model series. He's pretty young. Jordan Kohler absolutely took him to school. The dominating car all week long, and he started front row there with RTJ. I think with RTJ, he
TJ
started front.
started fourth, I believe.
Yeah, then it was Strickler that he must have started
Yep.
next to. So, needless to say, on the initial start in the Gator Championship Saturday night, they get about. I thought they had more than a lap, but clearly they did not. RTJ kind of put some pressure on Kohler, and Kohler loops it all by himself. And I'm like, oh boy, no contact, spun by himself. Clearly he's going to the back. He gets his spot back, right? And I'm like, what in the world? How did he get his spot back? Well, I did find out why. Did you happen to see online why he actually got his spot back?
Just original restart is what I assumed.
No, 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 because the original restart rule would not have counted because it was a single car incident. Okay. They
Okay.
actually, as that was happening, called Kyle Strickler for a jump.
Oh, no
So they
kidding.
were going
I didn't know that.
yellow. Yeah, yeah. I didn't either because I'm like, boy, what in the hell was that all about? How does the guy get his spot back and then he goes on to win? I'm like, wow, lucky break, fortunate break for him. But I saw multiple people online say, no, 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 the yellow was actually for Strickler jumping the start, and I'm like,
Okay.
oh, that makes sense now. Okay,
And
now
you
I
know what?
understand. And then
It's that whole week that car was fast, but Evan Kohler was really fast too. He won
he
one of the
was,
nights too, got a Gator, and then um, so I think he got four. The guy, gentleman, you're speaking about the Kohler car, he got 4 straight wins, right? And the night before that, he
yep,
got a fourth, but I think he got like an 18th the night before that. Well, the night that he got at the 18th, RTJ was winning. He was second, Jordan was third, and he looped it. Evan Kohler looped it by himself and took out Jordan. Otherwise, they would have had them
oh,
all
that's
three on the
right,
podium that night or something, or they were all
yeah.
battling the top 3 or 4 anyhow.
Yeah, that's actually exactly right. So congratulations, Jordan Kohler, right? I mean, that's a big week. I mean, you go down there and you got 80, 90 cars in the modifieds, an absolute stacked field, and just to absolute dominate that whole field of cars all week long. very impressive. And we get it. Most of the week, was split features, but that final night was not. It was like the A main of A mains. Everybody was in it, and he just really unchallenged. RTJ was driving the wheels off that thing, and he
Yeah,
just had nothing for
nothing
him.
for him.
So big week for him. They also had the 410 sprint cars down there. World of Outlaws night number one was a non-sanctioned, non-points race deal to just kind of a precursor to the season, but a dominating week, really kind of won the points. Anthony Macri was super solid all week long. He finished up front in every feature and actually had a sweet crossover move on the final night there to put it in
Wow.
victory lane. Um, what did he got third the first night? I don't remember what he got the second night though, but obviously pretty well. I think he was up in the top five.
I think he
But
got. I think he got third. Yeah, because Gravel got DNF the first night, and then he got second,
yep,
second, and then
yeah,
I.
second, second.
So he must have got third that night because Kofoid won that night.
Yeah, it was well. Carson Macedo got third that night, so I think he was
Carson
fourth or
Mosquito
fifth.
got. Yeah, you're right because Carson Mosquito got third every night.
Yeah, Macedo. Well, Macedo got second, third, and third. So he had a hell of a weekend down there. But so so big weekend down there for the sprint car guys. And one guy that we keep an eye on. He's our boy. He's our northern guy, right? He's we call him our homer because he's from North Dakota, former Wissota champ. Donnie Schatz with a pretty solid week down there, all in all, right? Now
Yep.
he still can't qualify to save his life. I don't know what the hell's going on, right? He
The
qualified.
first night he qualified pretty well and didn't
It was
heat
still
race. Then
fair.
then the
It was
second
like
night he was middle of
16th.
the.
It was like
No,
16th of in his
the
group.
first night he was much better. The second night he was like 16th and had to drive through the field. The third night he was
He
even
still
worse.
started. He still
Yeah,
started like
yeah,
sixth in the heat,
right, right.
so that wasn't a good
Yeah.
qualifying night.
No,
But I
no,
mean,
but the third
at
night he was
all.
even worse in
Oh, yes,
qualifying.
worse,
Yeah,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure. But yeah, he had an impressive. I mean, he passed like 31 or 30 some cars the first two nights to get up to fifth and sixth. He got 10th on the third night down there.
yeah.
Um,
He had
do you
speed.
think there's a chance that he can figure out that qualifying deal? It's been a problem for the last couple of years. This ain't new. This ain't like a new deal. I mean, clearly he can race,
You know
right?
what?
He's driving to the front in race conditions, but their qualifying trim, maybe he's not on. I don't know. Maybe it's not driving it hard enough. I have no idea what it is. Do you think they're going to figure that out?
I kind of think they will. I mean, I watched him every night down there, and he hot lapped, and his times in hot laps were always way up there. The first night he qualified fairly decent, and then the last two nights he just got worse. But he showed speed in hot laps. He showed speed in one night of the qualifying. I'm like, God, maybe and it's been that way for a couple of years. He hasn't been able to qualify. So, and I just kind of thought maybe he's gotten old and he just can't get up on the wheel for as hard as he can for two laps like that. But no, I have some
Right,
hope that they're going to do
right.
a little better this year.
I certainly hope so. I mean, we want to see him run up front, and it all starts with qualifying. If you can't qualify well, it's going to be very tough in that field of cars to win races. So he's
Mhm.
got to get that together. So the winners, night number one, Spencer Baston, a surprise win down there, getting it done.
Mhm.
And then night two, Buddy Kofoid. Night number three, of course, Anthony Macri, gravel through a beautiful slider on the last lap, crossed him over, and come home with the win. But did you see the sprint car news that came out today?
They did.
What do we got there?
Well, Brad Sweet running 30 to 40 races in the 94 car with Paul Silva, and then also going to run some races in the Kozlowski car, the W car. With Paul Silva will be on the wrenches for both of them cars, but yeah, sounds like he'll be with Paul Silva for the big races. Of course, Kyle Larson can't go this year, so there's a NASCAR conflicts with Knoxville this year, so it sounds like Sweet will be in that ride for that show anyhow.
And the Kings Royal as well,
And
it
the Kings
looks like.
Royal, yep.
Yep. And is he the Brett Favre of sprint car racing? I retired. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, there was a big
He's
to
not
do.
raced.
Hey,
He was
Brad
over in
Sweet
Australia.
retired. Yeah, he retired. He's done. Bullshit. Bullshit. There ain't no retiring there. Um, I don't know, man. I tell you, once you have the itch, if you have the funding, if you have the opportunity coming your way, you have that
Well,
desire always. I
let's
I
be
think
honest. a lot of the races he's going to run are going to be narc stuff, and he's involved in that narc series now,
Yep.
and so he's going to be running a lot of that West Coast stuff, and kind of getting that series up and going. Obviously, him being there adds a little to the program, a little to the to the pocketbook maybe.
Right. And that's good. I mean he's not old by
No,
any means. So he's still actually got a lot of racing left in him if he chooses to do it. Now, I think last year, I think there was a little bit of a scare, right? A lot, including him. A lot of drivers got hurt, took some
100%.
big hits last year, and I think maybe I don't know this, right? Speculating, of course, but maybe he just had some time to think about it and said, look, stuff happens, and maybe that gave him a little scared where he says, you know what, I'm just going to step out, and he's getting back in. And we know he's got a lot of stuff going on the promoter side of things, right? They got the Silver Dollar Speedway, they have the NARC 410 Sprint Car Series. Of course, they got the high limits. He's super busy, right? But at the end of the day, he's a race car driver, and we know that race car drivers want to race cars. That's what they want to do. So
You
good to
know,
see he's going to be
I,
back behind the wheel.
I think I did actually see him on a podcast or something where he talked about just that about after the people were getting hurt, and he had some good crashes. Just is it time? And so you're probably not far off on that. Did you see the other high limit news today?
I did not. I did not.
New title sponsor.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Interstate Batteries has come on board as the new title sponsor. It'll be the Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing.
Okay. Okay. I did see that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And, you know, I'm here, we're critical of WISSOTA, right? We're like, oh man, why aren't they working harder to get sponsors? Well, clearly, right now, it's not an easy task. Let's just be honest, right? You look at World of Outlaw Late Model Series, I think they're self-sponsored right now by Dirt Vision, correct?
I believe
And then
so.
you and then you got High Limits who just finally locked down a sponsor now with Interstate Batteries. So getting these big title sponsors and getting big funding, not an easy task right now in the world we live in. A lot of people spending their money on advertising in other ways, right? Social media and all these different avenues. They're going to have to be pretty passionate about race cars and racing in general to put their money towards that venture. So glad to see they got that done. Speaking of sponsors, how about a shout out to a brand new sponsor here of the show, Agara Cafe. So Agara Cafe is going to be the premier, the number one top functional beverage company in the world. That's just where they're heading. They're starting with their flagship Agara coffee. So if you're a coffee drinker out there, right, and let's just face it, coffee drinkers drinking coffee on a daily basis is a ritual. It's a non-negotiable. It's what people do. But we live in a world today where people are trying to be more healthy, right? Put positive, good stuff into your body. Well, Agara Cafe, they have several supplements in their coffee, so it's not only a great taste, but it's a good blend that gives you some great health benefits. If you want more info on this, hit me up. Hit me up on Messenger, text me, call me. I can send you some samples if you want to try. There's a great opportunity for people that maybe want to, help market this product and get it out in the marketplace. But Agara Cafe, brand new for all you coffee drinkers. Let me know if you're interested in some info.
So I
What do we
have,
got here? Are you
are you hear me or? No, I drink. I
Yep,
used to
yep.
drink coffee a ton. I drink, a pot of coffee every morning for years, and I gave it up about 2 or 3 years ago. Well, you had sent me a couple of free samples here recently, so I went through all my free samples, and now I miss having my free samples because I'm all out.
Well, I know a guy that might be able to hook you up here. We'll get you all set up. So perfect. Let's jump over into the ground pounding, window rattling beasts of the Northeast, right? The Super Dirt Car Series, big block modifieds. They had a 3-night stint down at Alltech this past weekend. And quite honestly, you look at the big block mods, you're like Matt Shepard, Matt Williamson, 1-2 every night. They're going to dominate this thing. They've been the cream of the crop for a while. Lightning Larry White. Absolutely give them an ass whooping
Oh wow!
of epic proportions. 3 straight wins, Changa, including one from 24th to win. Holy crap. That I don't care if you're racing a late model, a sprint, a big block mod, or a Hornet or a Crown Vic. I don't care. You win from 24th. That is flat out getting it done, right? Big week for him. Of course, they're at Volusia this week. Um, he did have something super
He
interesting. I saw a
did.
little video clip. Did you catch that? What?
I
Tell everybody
absolutely
what
did.
was the super interesting thing here.
He said he was on the same four tires all 3 nights. And he had a lot of good things to say about the surface and the track prep. And I guess he happens to be a track promoter or owner or something himself. And he was asking a lot of questions and trying to learn some things from them boys down there.
And people say, and they did have it kind of watered up pretty good at one of those nights. But guess what? Didn't slow him down. He passed cars, right? He drove to the front. So that is a huge deal, right? If that's actually the case, and I don't have any reason to doubt that or not believe him. I mean, there's enough people that are around this program that are going to be like, this guy's full of shit if he is, right? But to
Right.
run 3 complete shows over 200 laps on the same 4 tires and win all 3 nights, bring whatever that tire compound is to Wissota, okay? Because they could certainly use that. All these mod guys and all that running one night on the right rear, I'm telling you what, whatever that compound is, if I'm with Soda right now, I'm calling them and I'm like, what are you guys doing? What kind of tires do you have? What kind of rubber? What compound is this? Because maybe that's something everybody needs, because usually if you're on the third night, then tires kind of fade and they fall off a little bit and you just can't run them. But man, that's a pretty cool deal. Three straight nights of racing on the same tires, 3 dominating wins. Keep an eye on Larry White in the big block mods this year. He could be a force to be reckoned with all season long. So how
Say,
about another
you know what
shout out
else he
here?
did?
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to
What do you
say,
got?
when you were talking about Jordan Kohler there winning 4 in a row, we should probably give a little hat tip to the elite cars too, the elite chassis. I mean, they were, were they all, every podium finish was an elite car
I
maybe the whole time?
well, I can tell you this. I know for sure on the final night, okay? On the final night, they had one, two, three, they had 5 of the top 10 on the final night. Okay. First, second, and then they had seventh, ninth, and 10th. And you're right. I think they won the lion's share of the features down there and had the majority of the podium
Come on, I think they
finishes.
won them all, didn't they?
They might have won them all. It's possible. I'd have to look back, but of course Nick Hoffman builds them elite chassis, and they're flat out dominant down there, and they're good up north too. A couple of elites up in central Minnesota that are absolutely rocket ships as well. So how about a shout out here to our friend Mac over at East Central Sports. So East Central Sports, they're in Rush City, Minnesota, just north of the Twin Cities off of I-35. They are your number one source for pit bikes, kids ATVs, golf carts, Toro lawnmowers, and a whole lot more. If you're into cool kid shit, right, that has wheels and moves, you want to check it out at East Central Sports. Mac has a lot of great products over there, great customer service. He does a lot for racing in general. So why not support somebody that supports our great sport? And let him know that you heard about him on the One to Go show. You get a $100 discount on whatever you buy. You can reach him at 320-358-1994 or check him out online at www.eastcentralsports.com. So, Changa, some big news up in the Northland, up in the Grand Rapids Speedway. We talked about it a couple weeks back. The whole board stepped down, said our fund meter's pegged, and we're all left going, what in the world is going to happen now? An announcement was made yesterday, last night. Tell us what that announcement was.
Well, it sounds like for the time being, Bob Broking is going to be the track agent, and he's going to assure effective communication between the board and the promoter. The new promoter is going to be Jonathan Powers. Sounds like they're going to elect a new board on March 16th, along with three, president, secretary, and a treasurer. And so they're going to get all new blood in there with Jonathan Powers promoting the thing.
Yeah, well, I was told, right, that they had open nominations here a couple nights ago, and they're like, who wants to run for president? Nobody. Who wants to run for vice president? Nobody, right? And let's face it, the list of people that want to be racetrack promoters right now is not growing. It's not. It's shrinking, and social media, a lot of different variables. I mean, board run tracks, you're working for free if you know, you know, right? And finally, they said we're out. Well, Jonathan Power says, "Hey, I've been around racing my whole life. Of course, if you don't live underneath the rock, you've heard of the 2020 page. Of course, that's Dr. Troy Powers, and Jonathan heavily involved with that as well. A lot of good days, Changa, back in the old 2020 Delphi forums page, right?
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Lots of fun back then. But the fact of the matter is, Jonathan's been around racing a long time, and you know, I've heard people say, "Oh man, he don't know what the hell he's doing, this, that, and the other," and you know, and I've heard people say, "You know what? He's been around racing. Give the kid a chance." That's where I stand, right? Because let's be honest. Every single person that's ever got into the role of running a racetrack at one point had no idea what they were doing. It just, you start there. But our sport as a whole, we need more young people to take those leadership roles, running racetracks, promoting, racing, owning cars, all aspects of everything, right? Now you got a young kid in there, right, that has been around racing his whole life. But the
Very
fact of the matter, and
passionate
he's
about
done
the
quite a few
sport.
things. He is, and he's done a lot of things, right? He's done race director and some social media stuff. He's done a lot of different, you know, wore a lot of different hats.
Him and his
You
dad
know,
do their twin 25s, and
yeah, absolutely. One of the best late model shows in Wasota. Absolutely. So you got to give the kid a chance, right? And, you know,
mhm.
I get it. Everybody's got an opinion on something, right? But the fact is, we have to have more young people involved. This kid's been around racing for a long time. I want to wish him the best of luck, and hopefully everything
Absolutely.
goes well up in Grand Rapids. Now, let's jump over. Let's go to an opposite side of this, right? We're going to give him props. We're going to wish him well, and I have faith that he's going to have some people around him leading him in the right way. Now let's give out a donkey award. Can we do that? Can we give out a donkey award? Okay. Is there
Absolutely.
a bigger donkey in 604 crate late model racing than Michael Page?
No, I don't think so. I mean, from
I
what
mean,
I've
if
heard,
you look at, go ahead.
no, no, from what just what I know, it sounds like in the last, what would it be, about 17, 18 days, he's been DQ'd 3 times. Um, the first one was on January 24th, won a race. And I don't know, he might have won it from deep, but anyhow, he won the race, was DQ'd for valve spring and stall height infraction, or valve spring spacers that changed his installed height or something along them lines. So he got DQ'd for that. Then he got DQ'd at Needmore. Nobody even knows why. And then there was another one he just got DQ'd for. Kind of the timetable on that one maybe lines up with a failed tire test, but it's all hush hush. I read something about there could have been a forgot to scale type of situation, or didn't scale before going to victory lane, or I don't know. But there, I don't know. Nothing's been confirmed. I haven't been
If
able to
you
find out what.
if you pull up my race pass, right, and you type in Michael Page and you just look at results from the last 4 or 5 years, he has multiple DQs every year. Okay. He's missing a giant opportunity. Like, I'd be on the phone. I'd be like, okay, Dairy Queen, let's go ahead and get a sponsorship here. I represent you guys very well. I get DQ'd all the time. Might as well have some DQ treats on the car, right? It is unbelievable. I mean, I know people that have been DQ'd once and they're just absolutely beside themselves, upset, frustrated, you know, embarrassed, right? Because you got DQ'd, you feel bad. This freaking guy is DQ'd all the time, right? And he's kind of a hammerhead out there as well. So Michael Page, our donkey of the week. So before we get into a little
You know
contest
what?
time here,
Okay.
go ahead.
No, no,
Oh, go ahead.
we can leave it for later. I don't know if I was gonna do it a donkey, but you might as well be a donkey award. I saw Kyle Strickler lose a tire during a race last night. Left rear wheel fell
Did he
off.
did the tire fall off, or did he break lug nuts, or did he break studs, or did the hub
I
break,
couldn't
or
tell. The center wasn't broken out of the wheel. I can't tell you if studs sheared off, but studs don't shear off unless you leave lug nuts loose. So,
right, right. I just don't get it, right? If you just check your lug nuts. I mean, this is not overly complicated, right? So let's give a shout out here to our friends over in Ashland, Wisconsin, Fastlane Motorsports and Powder Coating, home of the caliper chassis. So Chris and the gang up there, number one sponsor of the best series in WISSOTA racing, the Northland Superstock Series, slated to open up their season July 10th at the Hibbing Speedway. Tardy Memorial 67-67 to win. Shameless plug on that one for the Superstocks. But Chris and the gang at Fastlane, they do sandblasting, custom powder coating, custom fabricating. They can build anything. They can get any part you need, tires, shocks, I mean, aluminum, any part, any safety equipment. They're your go-to for all things racing. That's Fastlane Motorsports and Powder Coating up in Ashland, Wisconsin. So,
Do you want the
contest
rundown of
time.
the third feature?
Turbo Tyler Erb, did he win?
Yep.
Did Turbo win?
So,
Okay.
yep. Turbo won. Madden second. Cody Overton third. Rice
He's
Baby
been good.
fourth. Landon Elberson fifth.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Tur Turbo's been pretty good down, or not Turbo. Cody Overton's been pretty good.
yeah. He was
Here the
he
last
had the
few
lead
nights.
early in that too. Hold on, I'm gonna go find the dog out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I got it on in the background here too, Changa. I'm watching Turbo kind of roll, and let's see if he makes weight, right? Because that would be a very Turbo thing to do, to go across the scales, not make weight, fail droop rule. Always good to see one of the most colorful personalities in, if not the most colorful personality in dirt racing today, Turbo, being relevant in the dirt late model world on the national scene. So
Did
that's
you
good. So
did you see that hip check that Cody Overton did to RTJ last night?
I saw the video. Yeah, it sounds like he apologized and is like, yeah, my bad, right? Yeah, I did see that. So contest time. We're gonna go back to bullseye or BS here. We don't have Bert in the house, so we're just gonna let you guess, see if you get it right. Okay,
Okay.
Volusia related, since the late models are there this week. So I have I have I think I have 4 or 5 things here. Okay, let's
Okay.
start with this. T-Mac leads the winners list of active drivers currently racing at Volusia with 11.
Okay. Really?
Scott Bloom,
Wow.
well, maybe. I mean, you got to figure out which one's BS, right? Scott
Oh,
Bloomquist has the most. Scott Bloomquist has the most A main wins at 12. NASCAR driver Morgan Shepherd has 3 wins at the Winter Nationals in the late model at Volusia. And there have been 10 wins combined by drivers that have raced WISSOTA late model sanctioned events at Volusia.
hmm. Drivers that have won WISSOTA sanctioned late model events, huh? Okay.
Yep, drivers that have competed in WISSOTA late models have combined for 10 wins at
Okay, is
Volusia.
that all of them?
That's all of them. Yeah,
So I got to pick which one's bullshit.
you do.
Well, I'm gonna pick the Bloomer with 12 because that one would seem like the most obvious to be right. So I'll pick that one to be the bullshit.
Wow, you got it right. Any guesses who does have the most?
Who? Oh Christ, Moyer.
Billy Moyer with 19. Bloomquist does have 12, though. He's second. Okay. So the WISSOTA drivers that have won races down there, Rick Auckland has 3. I'm going to let you try to guess which one. So see if you can name. We know Michael Leach won one. Okay. He won one tonight. I just said Rick Auckland won 3. There's 4
Okay.
more drivers that have won races down at Volusia.
All right.
I'll give you
So
I'll give you 3 wrong guesses. I'm gonna let you try to guess the 4 drivers that have it. You get 3 wrong, and then I'll just say it.
I'm gonna go Brady Smith.
Brady Smith has 1.
I don't know who else would. Jimmy Mars.
Jimmy Mars has 2.
Okay. And how many more are there?
2 more.
So this did Cody Overton ever win one down there? Because he has raced a Wissota race.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think he
You know
might have
what? If
won
if
one
he
last year.
if he did, I did not count him. So if he did, I missed one there.
All right, so someone different. Christ, who the heck would else would have even gone there? Tom Nesbitt.
That is incorrect.
All right. um, it's got to be some long time ago or something. Hmm. Yeah, I got nothing. Um.
Double one express Pat Dorr, according
Oh yes.
to
You know
Dirt
what's
on Dirt
funny is I
has
did
one.
know that too. God damn it. Yeah.
And according to the history section on Dirt, a driver from eastern Wisconsin has a pair of wins down there.
Pete Parker.
Pete Parker. So Rick Auckland with 3, Mars with 2, Parker with 2, Pat Dorr, Brady Smith, Michael Leach each have 1. So super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, Morgan Shepherd has 3 wins down there, and T-Mac does have 11. That is the most of the active drivers that are currently racing at Volusia. So good job on that. So a quick recap from our pick'ems from this past week. We got rookie in the pick'ems Mudflap down there, Kevin Mudrack at Volusia tonight. Shout out Mudder. He won week 5 with 12. He won week 5 with 12 points last week. So our standings right now are this. Tardy's at 93. Dano's at 81, tied with Changa. So you're tied for second right now.
That's
Governor
Pickham's
in
plus
fourth at,
drafts.
huh?
That's Pickham's plus
What's that?
drafts. That's Pickham's plus
Right.
drafts.
That's overall points. It's overall points. Yeah. Governor at 78, Mudflap at 75, Uper at 74, Bert at 69. I'm tied with frickin' Bromance at 68.
Go
50,
bromance.
yeah, 57 for Worker Bee. Man Bundan 54, Rainman 53, Coach 48, Beefcake 45, and Cue Ball 31. So Cue Ball there missed a couple weeks, and he's in striking distance of Beefcake. So Beefcake, get her together there, guy. So what do we got? What are we picking here this week, Chonga?
Okay, so we're picking the dirt car late models at Volusia. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, World of Outlaws, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're picking the USAC National Sprints Monday, Tuesday in Volusia, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Ocala, Florida, for the winter dirt games. And we're picking the Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds at Volusia Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Have you seen an overview picture of Ocala?
Yeah, well, I watched practice videos from there the other day, but I haven't. I
Do
don't know if I've
yourself
seen
a
an
favor,
overview.
pull up Google Maps on your phone, right? And type in Ocala Speedway and just
Mm-hmm.
look at the shape of that track. I mean, it is the biggest egg shaped monster sweeping 1 and 2, super tight 3 and 4, massively unique racetrack over there in Ocala, Florida. So let's jump into the bold predictions here. We had Bert did not Bert did not make it on here. I was kind of waiting to see if he was gonna. So our bold predictions, we had some come off the board this past week. So Bert said this: big block modifieds. Matt Williamson and Matt Shepard would each have at least 2 podium finishes. Well, I'll tell you this: Matt Shepard had a pair of thirds. What did Matt Williamson do? Can you remember?
I don't think he had any
He had
podiums.
one
Maybe the first
one
night,
one
maybe.
podium. He got second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
got
got
I got
second
that
one
point
night.
that
So
night.
yep, so
Yeah.
that was incorrect for him. And then he said this: World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. One of the 2025 top 3 points drivers will be on the podium 3 of 4 nights. Okay. Well, I can tell you this: that that was exactly correct, because Carson Macedo got a second, third, and third. So that's a point there for Bert. Changa, you had 3 come off the board as well. You said at Screven,
One of them's going
the
to be debatable.
Overtons. Yep, one might be debatable. We'll talk about that. Screven, you said the Overtons Cody Overton, Brandon Overton would account for 40% of the podium finishes. Well, Brandon won both nights. Cody did not finish on the podium, so 33%. That was wrong. Then you got one right here. You said the name Matthew, Matt with one T. 40% of the big block mod podiums would be that, and it was 44%. You got that one right. But then I had one. We're going to jump to me down in Arizona.
You ain't going to go over my third one?
No, I mean, we'll come back
Okay.
to that. Down in Arizona, so I had one down there from a couple weeks back for the points. And Shelby, I said that Kurt Lund was going to win the points down there for the Winter Nationals, and he tied for the win with Shelby Williams. Shelby Williams had 4 wins though, so do I get that?
He tied for the win. I'm definitely
Yeah, but
saying
there's a
you should get it.
tiebreaker. So that wasn't a prediction. That wasn't a prediction. But I will say this: David Gravel would be the point leader after Volusia in the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars.
Yep.
Well, there's a 3-way tie for first place in points. According to World of Outlaw, Sprint Car points, the person with the driver with the most A-main wins, that's the tiebreaker. Okay. Buddy Kofoid 1 win, Anthony Macri 1 win, David Gravel 0 wins. So if the points ended today, David Gravel would be 3rd in points.
He'd still have the most points.
He'd be 3rd in points.
I didn't say anything about winning titles. I just said having the most points.
So our statistician, Uper, we're going to have to get some help from our group, maybe call in a lawyer. I'm not really sure. But he said absolutely not.
He said absolutely not. I would be happy with a 1/3 point.
A 1/3 point?
Okay. Yep.
So we're going to have to poll the group on this one. Uper said absolutely not. We know what his vote is. And I'm not like him. I'm kind of a team player. And I want to look out for you. You know? But I don't want to leave it up to me. So we're going to have to talk to the group and let us know. Should a 3-way tie for the point lead? Is that technically the point lead? But if you have 0 wins and they both have a win, are you technically 3rd? I don't really know. Okay, so we're gonna have to
just total number of points. That's all. Total number of points.
Yeah, we're gonna consult and then we'll come back to that one. Okay. All right. So I had 3 come off the board as well. I said there'd be at least 5 podiums from non-World of Outlaw Sprint Car drivers and at least 1 win. Anthony Macri got a win and accounted for 2 podiums, and that was the only 2. So that was incorrect. I said the combination of Ryan Gustin and Turbo would have a better average finish than Overton and Overton at was that at Screven? That was at Screven, right? And
it's gotta be close.
Yeah, apparently not. Apparently not. I shouldn't take his word for it because we know how he pencil fucks us. But according to this, he said no. So I probably have to do a little math on that.
I mean, there was only 16 or 17 cars. So even though Cody was bad, I mean, the other guys getting 8th and 7th don't help.
No, it don't. And Brandon won both nights. So there is that. So I'll just take his word for it. I should probably double check that though. And then I said this, the combination of RTJ, Charlie Mefford, and Kenny Wallace would have a better combined finish than Kyle Strickler, Tyler Nicely, and Cole Falloway in the Gator Championship A-Main. That was correct. The 3 that I said would be better had a combined finish of 37 compared to 42, so that one was correct. And then Uper had 3 come off the board. He said the NOS Energy Drink drivers in the 410 sprint cars, Tyler Courtney, Sheldon Hodenschild, Chris Wyndham, and Spencer Baston, would have a better combined average finish than David Gravel, Cole Macedo, Carson Macedo, and Bill Baylog. That did not happen. You got that one incorrect. Then he said this, 7 different mod chassis in the top 10 in the Gator Championship for the Dirt Car Modifieds. Well,
That
there
didn't
was
happen.
five elites. There was five elites, one CDR, one Beak built, one Lethal, one Diamond Race Cars, and a Masters built. So that was wrong.
Really? Who's in a
Donnie,
Masters boat?
that was Pierce McCarter. Pierce McCarter. He also runs a late model for Master Built too. All right, so we're gonna go. He has one more here. This is we're gonna give him a clean sweep on this one. Pretty good one here for Uper. Donnie Schatz, 3 top 15s, a pair of top 10s, and at least one top 5 at Volusia. A 5th, a 6th, and a 10th. Good job, Uper, on that one. So we keep track of overall correct predictions and correct percentages. And Bert has one correct, 14.3%. You and Uper both have two correct, and you're both at 25%.
Ish.
I've jumped out to a little bit of a lead here. It's early. 5 correct, 71.4% correct. So let's make 3 laps around the track here. I don't have Bert's. He didn't get him to us, so I guess he's going to have to just send his in. We'll get a hold of Bert and he can send his in to Uper, so that way he can stay on track. Okay, but
Mhm.
give us your.
Yeah,
So
let
we'll
Uper
start
go
with you,
first so I
Changa.
got something to work
All
with.
right, that's fine. We can do that. We can play that game. All right, we'll go. We'll go Uper. We'll go Changa. Then we'll go back to me. So Uper's first prediction for the week: Justin Grant will finish. He'll have 4 top 10 finishes, 3 top 5 finishes, at least 2 podium finishes, and at least 1 win this week at Ocala. 4
Wow.
nights of racing: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If there's a rain out, reduce the top 10 and the top 5 by 1. If more than rain out, ixnay the whole deal. Okay.
Okay.
What's your first one?
We're gonna go World of Outlaws at Volusia Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna say, boy, I'm gonna say the combination of Brandon Overton and Cody Overton has better average finish than Ricky Thornton Jr. and Bobby Pierce.
Wow. Brandon Overton, Cody Overton, and that for which races? The 3 World of Outlaw races?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. Better than RTJ and Bobby. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go late models. I'm gonna go right here. Right here. Right here, Changa.
Mhm.
Okay. The New Deal, Hudson O'Neal, 2026 Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Champion.
Wow. All right. I like it.
Hudson O'Neal. We're gonna jump on the 71 train here. Lucas Oil Champion 2026. All right.
Like it.
Uper's second prediction here. The combination of Brandon Overton, Hudson O'Neal, RTJ will have more wins and more podiums than Bobby Pierce, Chris Madden, and Ryan Gustin Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That'll happen.
Overton, Huddy, RTJ, more podiums, more wins than Gustin, Pierce, Madden Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. Your second one.
Hmm. I'm gonna stay with Woo, and I'm gonna say the combination of Pierce and RTJ gets no podiums.
No podiums for Pierce or RTJ in the 3 World of Outlaw nights Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wow. Okay, that's bold. Okay.
Even though RTJ has looked a little better the last couple nights, but
Right, right. I am gonna go big block modifieds at Volusia. Okay.
okay.
Red hot lightning Larry White. He's gonna podium at least twice, win at least once, and be in the top 5 at least 3 of the 4 nights.
Yeah.
3 of 4, podium 2, win 1. I gotta write that down for old Uper there. All right. Gonna go back to Uper for his third and final lap around the track. World of Outlaw Lates, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Nick Hoffman, Ryan Gustin are going to be the only World of Outlaw regular drivers to even podium Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. At least 2 events must happen to count this, okay? But Hoffman, Gustin are the only drivers that will finish on the podium that are World of Outlaw regulars.
No,
All
yeah.
right,
So
you're
that means
third
they
and
both have to, right? Obviously. Okay.
right.
I think Cody Overton might steal that for us.
He could. He
Yeah.
could. He could.
Let's see. You know, I'm gonna go to the Ocala for the big the what the heck are them? The USAC sprint cars. I'm gonna go.
Non-wing. Yep.
Yep, the USAC sprints, and I'm gonna say 0 wins for Justin Grant.
0 wins for Justin Grant. Okay. I think he's starting pretty deep tonight, so you're probably off to a pretty good start. And I
Yeah, and
hope you're wrong because I picked him every night.
I picked him tonight and tomorrow night, so for sure he ain't gonna win.
Okay. Right, right. All right. So 0. Did you say 0 wins for Justin Grant or podiums? 0 wins?
0 wins.
Okay. All right. My third and final lap around the track here. You know what? I'm going to go with your reigning World of Outlaw late model champion. Bobby Pierce, winless at Volusia in the World of Outlaw races, and no more than 1 podium.
I
Winless,
think that
and
I think that's a bunt. I don't think he'll get a top 5.
I'm hedging because I picked them all 3. I picked them all 3 nights in the World of Outlaws. So
How many
kind
cars
of
are going home? Are there gonna like 40 cars
nah,
leaving?
they'll all be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No kidding. Um, he's been struggling, but he seems to get better as the week went on, just like down in Arizona, right? He didn't. He was okay, and then he finally won the last night. So, I mean, him going winless and no more than 1 podium. That's my prediction for Bobby Pierce. So, all right, what do we got left here? We got 14 of 30, lap 14 of 30. We got Felix Waugh. Is that Patrick Waugh's cousin? Is that Patrick?
Yep, yep,
All
yep.
right.
Stuart Friesen,
Larry White, Eric Rudolph, and Matt
Williamson.
Williamson, your top 5. Okay. All right. Well, there it is. Episode 291 in the books. Always fun talking racing with you. We got a lot going on. Speed Weeks here. Daytona 500 right this week. I got to be honest. I mean, back in the day, right, when we had watched network television all the time, we would have already seen a ton of ads on Fox for the. But I haven't watched network TV in God knows how long, so I
Right.
don't even hear about it. Right? I did talk to Mac Johnston. He's down there. Him and Vandy, and they got a few people down there, and sounds like they might go to the duels tomorrow. They're down at Volusia right now, so he's talking about going over to the duels and checking that out. I'm like, hell yeah, if you're down there, you might as well check that out. But Daytona 500. I mean, it's still the Daytona 500. I couldn't tell you half the drivers. If there's one
Thing is,
NASCAR race, if there's one NASCAR race that I'll pay attention to all year, it would definitely be the Daytona 500 because it's the granddaddy of them all. And
I
and
thought they quit doing NASCAR like 3 years ago. I didn't know it was a
yeah,
thing.
pretty much. And us Vikings fan are a little bit of mourning, right? Kind of not though. I mean,
I was
slinging
happy.
Sammy Darnold, I was too. He's Sammy Darnold class act. Winning the Super Bowl. I mean, kind of a neat story though, right? I mean, adversity literally kind of his career looked like it was in shambles. The laughing stock is the 3rd pick, and next thing you know, he gets a little better and a little better, has a good season with the Vikings, goes to the Seahawks. I them underdog stories, them comeback stories are kind of cool. So, and all this, if we would have kept them, we would have won. I don't know about all that. Seahawks are pretty darn good
That's a pretty solid defensive football team for sure. See, I just had
for sure.
one more thing I wanted to touch on here in my notes. They did that race DRT Dream Seat drawing last
Mm,
year that Dilly Dilly ended up getting to run the Dirt Late Model Dream and some other select races after that. Well, they're doing that drawing again this year, and I think they've got 50 finalists now. But on the 50 finalists, we've got some local area guys on the list. We've got the young kids, Blake Adam and Cade Nelson, both, and I guess not as young of a kid, Jody Belfi. All three of them were in the final 50. There might have been a couple others, but them were three that stuck out to me.
that would be super cool. That's a
So,
long shot, right? It's a
so
long shot for any of those three to get that, but if they
if
did, that would be a really cool story for
so,
sure.
here's the deal: if one of them guys you want them to be in the Dirt Late Model for the Dirt Late Model Dream, if you go to the DRC's original post, you can vote for your driver, I guess, and maybe just maybe we'll get to see one of these young guns cruising around Eldora at the Dirt Late Model Dream.
Can you vote every day, or are you limited to one vote, or how's
You
that
know, I
work?
guess I don't know that answer. I haven't voted yet, but I certainly intend to.
Yeah, so go check that out on their Facebook page. Vote for one of our drivers, right? I mean, you got Beerfly there, you got Blake, you said, and Cade, right? Is that the
Yeah, and there
three?
there may be some others too, but them were three that stuck out to me
Stuck out to
anyhow.
you. Sure. Yeah, so I have not seen that yet. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, race fans, you go ahead, jump online, check that out as
Oh,
well.
you
So
know
as
what else?
always,
Yes,
oh
Provenzino was one of them too.
oh Bravo was okay.
Yep, yep,
That could be interesting. We'll get Bravo
yep,
down there, ruffle some feathers, right? To get the old Italian mafia down there,
yeah.
see who plays for keeps. So, all right,
Mhm.
as always, Ryan Aho, we got Changa in the house. Thanks for tuning into the One to Go show. It's a long process to stop recording now, but I got
Mhm.
her.